Well, good day, good day. I'm the most civilized savage. And I guess this evening, right, we're going to talk about deep on the police, right? That's been one of the topics of this day and age, right? It's related to a bunch of other topics, though, which is hard to understand in some cases and easier to understand in others, right? And let's start with who's saying deep on the police and what they tend to mean by it, right? It means cut down police, sheriff, state troopers, DEA, SWAT, down to nothing, I believe, right? I would assume, right? Get rid of all law enforcement, FBI, CIA, all that good stuff, right? Down to the last penny, sell all the equipment, sell all the computers, sell all those, right? Although CIA, intelligence bureaus might be kept due to some circumstances, right? Like, I don't know how many cops they're trying to get rid of, right? Military are cops in a sense, right? They swear an oath to protect us, foreign and domestic, right? That's important, right? That's really important, right? And they don't have to get paid for it. They volunteer, right? That's fucking damn, right? Great people, right? And then they come back and get treated like shit half the time. Half the time, right? It depends on which war you went to, why you were there, right? What your position was, the circumstances of your service, if you were at war, right? If you were good at it, right? Then you come back and get treated by shit like shit because people that don't know nothing about nothing, right? They've, I don't know, lived in their big city their whole life, or their small town their whole life, or their whatever. They haven't explored, right? It's like, anyways, that's a different topic, right? Sorry about that. So, deep on the police, right? Well, what would happen if we defunded the police, right? I call the police a couple times a year, maybe. If you know, I have to, or if it's some petty BS, right? You used to never call the police, right? But sooner or later, I became a productive member of society, and they wanted me to do the petty moral thing, right? Which I'm only calling it the petty moral thing because in most instances, they commit far more egregious acts than the people creating the acts in the first place. Right? But that's today's society, right? Our court systems are messed up, but they're not saying defund the lawyers, right? Lawyers make the laws, right? Lawyers pass the bills. Lawyers tell the police what to do. Yeah, right. We're not saying defund the lawyers, right? Bloodsuckers in most cases, right? Although I love lawyers, right? Protect my rights in some instances, right? I personally have never been backed by a good one, right? Fucking snakes, right? I've met good cops though, right? So that's a plus for the cop side, for the defund the police, right? I've met some good police, mainly sheriffs because they're more constitutional, but some police are still good. I've met some good ones, right? But let's get rid of them. So now Now I have to solve my own problems with the law, right? Well, the first pedophile alive, Vlad the Impaler, right, on my front yard. Well, my neighbor's not gonna like that. So he has Christmas decorations up right now, right? So right next to baby Jesus, I'll have some other guy crucified, right, for trying to rob my garage, right? And he'll be up there for a while. I won't poke him with the little spear thing, like, yeah, I don't need that stuff. And there's no Saint Dismas here, right? I don't. You rob from my table, right? That's how the world's become. You rob from my table. That's it, right? There's no room for forgiveness anymore, right? A lot of people are also apologetic but don't mean it, right? And then when they're supposed to mean it, their morality is so messed up that. Anyways, so all right, sold my own things. Well, it's been proven fact that if 20 people are watching something bad happen, they're more likely to pull out their stupid phone and do something, right? We have less men of action nowadays, right? Just a bunch of fucking pussies. That's not that there is an insult, but not to women, right? Don't even start on that. We'll talk about that sooner or later, right? I have a lovely wife that I'm gonna love forever, right? Haven't betrayed her once, right? I've been loyal, right? That's more than a lot of people can say, right? Fucking. Anyways, well, like in the state I just moved to, they just legalized all drugs, right? And I do think it's a good thing that they did this. I just think that because of the situation at hand, you have to be out of your mind, right? You really have to be out of your mind to just, in this state, we can legalize all drugs, right? You're going to have people stealing batteries from telephone wires, telephone systems, whatever, right? You're going to have people just money hungry and drug hungry. And guess what? It's all legal here now. Come here, right? Bring all the filthy people here, right? And I'm not saying that people that are on drugs are filthy, right? I'm saying that, as my friend once put it, right? The first day on meth, you're cleaning behind the fridge, right? The 30th day, you're watching your dog shit on the floor, right? And we've seen hundreds of people go through that, and that's fucking horrible. Don't do that shit, right? They just legalized it here. How fucking stupid is that, right? Go grab some shrooms. Something. Fucking something more natural, right? Well, technically you're eating poison, right? That's what psilocybin is a poison. So you're poisoning yourself, right? But whatever, right? Yeah, instead you legalized fucking crack cocaine. Now, thank you. I'm gonna love all the crackheads around here. I'm gonna love all the tweakers. I'm gonna love all the opium dens and all sorts of stuff, right? That's fun. No, right? That's retarded. But defund the police, right? We don't need it, right? So, cool, right? Most of these people that are gonna start doing drugs once the police get defunded, well, guess what? They don't know what they're even eating. They don't know how much to take. They don't know none of that, right? They just, oh, this guy gave me this much. Let's OD today, right? That's fine, I guess. Have fun. we defund the police, well, maybe the ambulance will get defunded too, right? It's still tax money. Well, then your OD'd ass isn't going to the hospital. You saw how the ambulance wouldn't go to the Chaz or whatever, right? That was stupid. Because people were ignorant. Well, really, unless it's a real emergency, which 90% of the time it isn't, right? You should be able to stitch someone up pretty decent, right? It's 2020 AD, right? Almost 2021 AD, right? AD, that's after death or whatever hoo-ha you believe, right? Dominion, right? So, I don't know. Right, we've been healing wounds for 1,000 years before that. We've been amputating wounds for 500 years and with a 60% success rate, kind of. It depends on which country you were living in. Asia did better than us in Europe, right, in the 1500s, and well, if you were in there are stories of amputees living pretty well, but not getting like this surgical readiness of it, right? That was an Asia thing. They had wonderful literature for a long time in culture, right? We talked about their police and they were tyrants, right? But let's go back to America and our defund the police. Well, why do we want to, right? Because the redcoats, probably. There's people that say they're fascist, right? I say they're redcoats, right? Although that's an old term. Maybe I'm meant for a different age in life, right? Because, I don't know, they're like where I moved to, that's 3,000 miles away from Washington, right? So the kings up there fucking at Capitol Hill are just like the king to the people to them, right? Back in the day, right? Ruling from a distance, right? And do you want to know why the younger generation hates the older generation? Because the older generation has never admitted to their faults, right? But the younger generation is still stupid as hell. Oh my god, can't even start with that, right? They think Mickey D's deserves $15 an hour. Probably not. Some might. Some guy's working for 3 people, yeah, sure. That guy definitely deserves it, but you know that half of them are lazy, right? You can see it with their 300-pound mass, right? And they all have to be on government assistance anyways, right? My old state, with your application, you got a government assistance packet, right? That's not good. That's not good. Why are you going for fast food, right? During that same time, right, they went through so many people, right? I decided to go through production, a different type, right? Industrial production, right? It's all right. I got promoted a lot. I doubled my money in 3 years, right? My take-home pay, right? Because of all the overtime I was accepting and doing, I was making more than managers who were on salary, right? And they were very resentful for it, right? But that's what happens when you switch things like that, right? They go by different rules, right? And that's part of the deal, right? So we work to invest in society, right? Society says they'll grant us a couple things, right? One is protection under the law, right? The law is supposed to be equal to man, right? All man is created equal, right? You can contest this or whatever, right? But law isn't equal in my book, right? Whenever I walked into a courtroom before today, they were not my peers in that courtroom. They had more knowledge, more experience. They still have more experience than me in working the system, right? That's their job, right? I don't want that for a job, right? But I've studied into it since then, right? It's good to be knowledgeable, right? And all this knowledge is for us to have, for us to keep, for us to own, right? They cannot hide the law from us, right? Hiding the law from us is criminal, right? We hang those people because they're just going to prosecute people for no real good intentions, right? If you don't make the law 100% visible to all, for all to have, right, and all to choose, right, and that's pretty criminal, right? So they put it in your town halls where they tax and regulate the crap out of you, right? Their Capitol buildings and your judges get their big old books. Sure, you can probably go rent a book for $25, right? If you're in jail, you get some legal documents for free, so that's a plus. A education for the incarcerated, right? But no, seriously, cops are both a deterrent, right? So they're the reason why most criminals don't just do stupid stuff all the time, is because there's going to be a cop there in 5-10 minutes, maybe 15, right? That's why the smart criminals fucking plan shit, go at it, right? There's a setup, there's a team, no snitches, right? Fucking traitors, right? But really, what does it matter anyways? Right? We do all this stuff and we fuck around and we say no police, and then what? What are you gonna do? Like, if some guy's in your house, right? If you're me, you're probably a little bit different, right? For all I know, I have a big old can of thermite, and you're just gonna be a nice big old ash pile in my backyard, right? My new roses, fucking 3,000 degrees ish, right? Who needs ya, right? Nah, he wasn't here. Oh, wait, no, he was here. You have to say he was there because entered the house, maybe, whatever. Da 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 da, right? Thermite's old too. Thermite is an old science, right? At least 50 years old, right? Aluminum shavings and iron rust, right? Pretty much all you need. Science. But enough of that stuff, right? So, okay, what do cops do besides stop crime? Well, how much crime do they actually stop? They don't stop a lot, right? The crime's in progress when they get there. And that's part of the problem. That's really a huge problem in today's society, right? People aren't prepared for their own problems, right? And some of that has to do with the obligation society puts on people, right? Like, if you're in Chicago right now, I doubt you have a firearm. But there is a good chance something bad could happen to you tonight. I'm sorry. Right? Someone took away your freedoms of governance of self, right? They took away your individual rights or their own petty, bias, ignorant beliefs, right? More than one person voted for this, right? So, defund the police, huh? Well, yeah, let's defund them, right? We need some 100% defund, right? I'm ready for that, right? All these Americans that say they're American, right? All these conservatives that say they're American have fucking guns loaded, fucking balls to the walls, ready to defend their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, their families' life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Who needs police anyways? How often do you call them, right? The Karens that complain all the time and the people that are just crybabies are the ones that call the police more than nothing, right? It's fucking stupid. Real people don't normally call the police, right? Like, I almost killed a guy fucking in my house a couple weeks ago. Fucking decided that was a bad idea, so I called the police, right? I can have it, you guys can have it either way, right? I can either kill a person, right, or I can call the police, right? Those are the options we get in life, right? Sometimes. But what about solving crime, right? How much crime do they solve? They don't really look into rape cases, right? They don't really, because there are plenty of untested rape cases, and there are plenty of untested a lot of cases, and that also has to do with the medical field's BS, right? But that's for another video, right? This is Defund the Police Part 1, right? So, well, I'm ready to defend my square foot of land, right? Don't let the boogeyman in, right? Are you? Like who? Sure, defund the police. We can keep, we don't need it. Okay, settle your own business then, right? Man to man, mano y mano, right? How we used to do things back in the day, right? Just be civil about it, right? If some guy touches your wife or your daughter or your whatever, right? Your mama, right? Fucking grab a glove and slap him across the face, right? If he pussies out like a bitch, fucking the whole world knows he's a bitch now. It's 2020. Put it on YouTube. Hey. Right? That's not that hard, is it? Apparently it is, I guess. Right? And if he does accept the duel, then you can't be a bitch. And get ready for 50-50 chance, right? Hopefully. Maybe you should be good at a gun by now, right? Because children shouldn't be playing with guns. You have to be at least 14, right? 14 is when you stop being a child, kind of start being able to drive tons of metal around, right? You start being able to play with tools and cook, right? You start going through puberty, right? You start learning about the world, right? You start everything really at 14, right? You already have your basic knowledge of reading and writing, hopefully, though. I know people that can't read and write today, right? And they're elderly, and that's okay, right? That's not relevant to them. That never was. Fuck reading and writing if you don't need it, right? This video stuff, I'm not sure I ever wanted to do this stuff, but someone needs to talk about some real stuff around here, right? Y'all are so vague, driving me nuts. the police. And that's that for this video, right? This is the video that says let's defund it. We don't need it, right? Nobody needs the police, right? They're redcoats, right? They enforce all of the lawyers' laws that we don't like, right? And our lawyers are the guys that don't fix the things that we don't like and never will, right? Because they're worried about the next thing, right? Then old issues, leave that back there, right? That's why I tried to stop teaching history in America, right? It's because we can't learn about old stuff. We have our own issues today, right? Like defund the police, right? Okay. I'm ready if you are, right? So, yeah. Well, what? I fucking called them one day to dispose of something, right? And they're like, no, just take it out into the wilderness, chuck it. Cool. Go pollute, right? Rock on, world. So, well, some police are good. Some police are shit, right? I once had a police officer pull me over and say I was some Mexican guy that just got done doing a robbery down the block away, some shit, right? And he's talking to me for like 20 minutes, just wasting my time. We're in front of a church, right? It's Sunday, people are getting out, right? I just look like some fucking criminal, right? Nope, they just wanted to harass me, right? Fucking dude was already getting harassed somewhere else, right? Okay, cool, thank you, right? Like that, right? Making my image look worse, right? Although that's kind of the point of them, is to make some people look bad so that others look good, right? When you set a certain principle for people, it should be upheld to a certain extent, right? But we don't hold people to principles anymore. We don't hold people to their words or their oaths even, right? People don't even know what the word context means, right? We can look at YouTube for this reference of context, right? And, yeah. So this is my third 8K video, right? These videos, I'm not sure if it's worth the 8K. You guys should tell me, right? If you see this, right? 'Cause it just takes up so much more space, so much more time, so much more everything, right? I'm not that pretty, right? So, not sure. Tell me if you like the 8K. I think I had a video at 1:1. And then a video at 1080p on my webcam, but that's some stupid BS, right? So, we'll see what's up. Tell me if you like it, if it's worth it. If 8K is worth it, right? Or is it just more BS, right? Can't even see 8K, right? I'm looking at it. It doesn't look 8K to me, although my computer's not 8K, right? My camera's connected to my computer, right? Computer's not 8K no matter how much 4K it is, right? Oh well. Have a good one, guys.